Hey guys, what's going on here? Super Trucker Tim here again, and today I am changing out the brake pads on a 1995 Ford Ranger. As some of you guys know, I just took this Ford Ranger across the country, 3,000 miles, approximately, a little bit short of that, from Oregon to Florida. And tell you what, when I came down through Idaho all the way through to Montana, before the mountains ended, it did a number on these brakes. So these brakes are extremely thin. They should be about 4 times that thick, and we're going to replace them today. So here we go. Alright, step one, guys, you want to get your jack under a nice, well-supported part of the frame. I like to use these large nuts. I said large nuts. Right here, because they fit perfectly right into the jack, and I can lift from here. It's well supported, it's part of the frame, and it brings the wheel well up faster, and it's a lower part of the frame, so you're not lifting as much. And just get it placed, guys. Don't put air between the bottom of the tire yet. Reason being, because as soon as you do, this tire is going to free spin. So we want to loosen up all the lug nuts first. Pop this cover off with the little flat top screwdriver. Find your correct size lug nut on your star wrench. Okay, and don't pull these nuts all the way off, just loosen them. Okay, now that they're loose, let's get air under the tire. Make sure your emergency brake is on. Okay, get your jack stand at the setting you want it. Right there. That means support. Just like that. And take pressure off your jack. Nice and gentle. Okay, now we're ready to remove our lugs. Now remove the tire. Very important, guys, keep your lugs and your tire together. Sometimes you can even put them on to make sure they don't get lost. Okay, next step, guys, you got a 13mm bolt here and another one right down here. 2 bolts. Loosen it up and it should just thread right out. Nice and easy. Keep those in the box, make sure they don't get lost. Okay, use your rubber dead blow hammer if you need it. Knock that assembly loose gently. Very important, guys. Don't let any weight come down on this line right here. You do not want to damage these fittings. I like to hang it up. See that, guys? Nice and solid. It's hung up in there. It's not going anywhere. Now I can work right here on the brakes. And this is pretty simple, guys. Everything on a Ford Ranger is really simple to work on. This just pulls right out. Oh my gosh, and look at that, guys. These brake pads are toast. Absolutely toast. Now, very important, remember which way these brake pads fit in here, just like that. Okay, and you can remove both sides. Come on in here, pull this one out just as easy. Just like that. And again, super thin, absolutely toast. And the next thing you want to pull out is this little fitting right here. This little spring that holds your brake pad in. Sometimes you have to use a screwdriver, but these came out pretty easy. And put your new springs in. Just like that. Look at that, guys, super easy. Make sure no dirt gets on the inside of these pads, guys. You do not want dirt in there. Okay, even wipe these down sometimes. Okay, so I'm keeping my fingers off the pad. I'm just touching the outside. Okay, and it fits right in here just like that. Boom. Other side, and it goes with the contour of the disc. That makes it easy. And just fit it right into the new springs, and boom, just like that. Okay, next step, guys, is you have to depress these cylinders, and I'm a cheapskate. There are tools you can buy to do this the right way. I've just never had a problem doing it this way. Take a clamp, put it on here, make sure it spreads all the way across the cylinder so it's evenly distributed, and just turn the clamp and tighten it, and it'll depress that cylinder just as easy as just as easy as using the correct tool. I've never had an issue doing this. It always depresses the cylinder evenly all the way across. Alright, guys, our next step, now that we've got the cylinders depressed back, we've got this bracket here that pulls out. Here's the new bracket. Okay, just like that. Well, this whole assembly here will fit right over the new brake pads, and it should. Now depress these springs a little bit, and you depress those springs top and bottom, and we should fit right on there without any kind of argument. Just like that. Put your bolt in on the other side. Get it to fit snug. Okay, take your other bolt, same thing, down below. Now, switch your setting on your wrench, on your crescent wrench. Make sure we're tightening. Not too tight, guys. I've broken off bolts before. Just put just enough pressure on there to know it's tight and it's not going anywhere. Okay, same thing down here. Look at that, guys. We have new brake pads on this Ford Ranger. We have to go inside, pump the brakes, run the motor, and we'll pump the brakes and get it tight, and then we'll take it around the block and try it. Now, here's something I do, guys. Is I've got a little bit of rust on a lot of the threads where these nuts are going to fit on here. So I don't want to use lube. All right, you don't want lube, but starter fluid is not lube, and it helps kind of combat some of this rust. So I'll spray a little bit inside the nut and on the threads here. Okay, and then fit it on there. Same thing down here on the bottom. A little bit in the nut. And that'll evaporate out of there. It won't cause any lubrication that will cause the nut to back off. And alright, let's get these nuts all back on. Alright guys, so what I'll do is I'll tighten it. I'll tighten these nuts down. And you want to hear that sound right there. Okay, listen for it. Okay, here we go again. Right there. Nice and tight. No tighter than that. You can break these off if you do them too hard. Okay. Now, you would think we're done, but we're not. So now that you've got them tight, put a little air under the tire, and the tire always moves. It kicks in a little bit. You want all that pressure off the tire, so make sure you lift it and then let it down. Alright, and our cap has the fittings that go right over the lug nuts. And that is a done job, guys. Whew, and that is it, guys. We are finished. This Ford Ranger has brakes again. But this is why I love working on a Ford Ranger, guys. I mean, this is a 1995. Everybody tries to get me to get rid of it. I'm not going to, because it's so easy to work on. Everything's painless, just like this.